Good morning, YouTubers. Today we're going to do a simple job, just a front brake job on this '09 Mustang. And it's a 4.6 GT. And if you ever need to know what size engine you have or year, it's up here on this little plate where it says group. It'll probably give you the motor size. Then up here on the regulations, it's the year '09. Okay, you want to jack up your car and don't just rely on the jack itself. As you can see right here, I've got jack stands on the bottom just to be on the safe side. Let's go ahead and turn the wheel to the left so we can have better access to the bolts. Okay, now that we turn the wheel, let's go up here to the brake fluid reservoir. Let's open it. That way when we compress the pistons, we won't have any pressure and blow any seals or damage anything. I've never had that happen, and I've forgotten to open this before. And don't think if you forgot, whoa, I done messed up my car. It's never happened to me, but this is safer. And it's easier to compress the pistons because you don't have any pressure. All right, let's go ahead and get these bolts right here. And they're at 12 millimeter. You have two. I was hitting somewhere here, right down here. And then we'll remove the caliper and the brakes. Okay, sometimes you might have to hold this little, like a nut, I guess you can call it, because it'll try to turn. Let's see if it's gonna turn on us or not. Nah, that went smooth. Get the bottom one. Okay, I break it with the manual ratchet, then I get the cordless. It's a lot faster. Oh, I forgot something real quick. What I do is I kind of spread the pistons. I kind of pull on the caliper and kind of open them pistons so this won't be tight. And be careful, you can break a screwdriver. This is an old screwdriver that I use for this. It might be loose enough. Let's go ahead and proceed with these bolts. That's one. Two. It should come off, and if you're having a hard time, just stick your screwdriver on here, in here, and wedge it out, and then do the same on the bottom. It'll eventually come out. That's why I kind of was trying to spread those pistons so this would come out a lot easier. And don't ever let it hang. I mean, if you drop it, it's not gonna hurt it, you know, but try not to let it hang because it puts stress on that hose and you could break it or bust it. Okay, I'm just gonna take a bungee cord and hook it up on the springs there and hook this up there. There we go. Try to get it out of the way. And let's look at those pads. I know last time I worked on it, they were kind of thin. Look at that. That's pretty thin. If you can see, that's the meat right there, and then this is the metal. So yeah, we got them in time. It's a lot cheaper to change them now than to have to get new rotors. When you get your brake pads, the more expensive ones come with the hardware, the little clips that go on the caliper. These don't, but I use a lot of this. They'll sell you a little pack of this grease. Go ahead and buy it if you buy the low-end brake pads so they won't squeak, and just put it on the back like this. I got my own right here that I use, and just to make sure they're not gonna squeak. And then you wanna, where is it at here? Use some of this grease on your brake caliper slide pins. These pins right here, they'll slide out. You just gotta pull on them, and I kind of hold this so it won't tear the little boot. But you pull them out, wipe them down, put some new grease, and then reinstall them. That'll prevent any squeaking at all. And you do it on both sides and on both pins, the bottom ones too. See? And then you just push them in till that little rubber snaps back in there. Okay, just take your pin, slide pin, wipe it down, wipe that old grease off. Take your little can, it's got a brush in there. They can be different colors. Just put some on there. Don't have to go too crazy, just a little bit. And then walk on over here and install that bad boy. I might have put too much. Yeah, I put too much. I'll wipe it down a little bit. But anyway, you get the idea. Okay, something to keep an eye out for is this little dust plate. A lot of people do their own brakes and they came to me and said, hey man, something's rubbing. What they do is they kind of bent this plate and then it'll rub on this rotor, see? And they think they did something, messed up the brake, doing the brake job. Make sure you push it out. I always kind of make sure I push it out before I install everything. And I'll take a little brake clean and just, well, they ain't got no pressure on this one. Clean that little hardware. Damn, that looks like just water, but all the pressure's gone on that can. Just clean the dust off of him. Get a clean rag and, or use the clean part of your rag and wipe down that rotor. Okay, here's where it gets a little bit messy. Gotta put these, and it's kind of dry, so it's kind of tacky there. Won't really get on you that bad, but it still will. Put your brake pad in there. You can start with the inside or the outside. I went with the outside first. Let me stick my head in here. There we go. It's not too bad. Let me show you how I put these in, because sometimes it's tricky. If you're just trying to go in like that, you're never gonna get them in. You kind of have to turn them in like this, and then get them in there, in those little slots, and then push it in there like that. Okay, now we're gonna compress the piston on the caliper so we can get the caliper back on there. Okay, you can go buy all kinds of tools. They have all kinds of tools to compress these pistons. I've got this set up, but by the time I set it up, it seems like it takes longer. I go the old school way with the C-clamp, works fine for me. And let's compress these two. And that's another reason why we open that reservoir, is so we can see when it's gonna overflow. Sometimes if we need to, I've got this little setup here, little baby snot. And if it overflows and it's gonna spill, I just suck some out of it and put it in that container. So we'll leave this here just in case we need to suck some out. All I'm gonna do is take an old brake pad that we took off, put the C-clamp in here, and just start cranking away, bringing the piston in. We might have to do both sides because this is a double piston. And sometimes it just puts one piston in, and I have to go to the other side and get the other one in. See how it's going in? I'm looking at the reservoir, make sure I don't overflow. It's not gonna hurt anything, but you'll get all that brake fluid on inside the engine bay and it doesn't look good. Okay, that's one side, so let's go to the other side. Compress that one. And that should do it. That's simple. Just a simple C-clamp. Try to get a good one, because if you get those cheap ones, they end up bending. So get it like from O'Reilly's or something like that. Okay, now that we compressed the pistons, you want to kind of squeeze on these. And then let me unhook it from up here. And put your caliper in. You might have to squeeze the brake pads a little bit in. Okay, now if you're having trouble because of these bolts, I'll show you on the top one. If you're having trouble because of this bolt, won't let it go in. It's hitting on there. Remember, they push it in, and then it's got a little, let me show you real quick. Some have these, but not all of them. See how that shape? It's square on one side and round on one side. Make sure the square side goes like that, and it'll hit right here. Because if you put it like that, it'll probably go in. You'll bend the heck out of it, and it'll work, but it's not the correct way. You'll bend that little lip right there. So turn it this way where it's flushed with this caliper, and it'll slide in. That's what it's made for, to go in there and not turn. See, I won't turn. It locks in place on that little ridge there. A lot of people don't see that, and it'll go in. I've done it when I started, and I bent those lips, and it still works, but it's not the correct way. Put the bottom screw in. There you go. Do it by hand first. Never crank on it with a power tool till you know it grabs, because these have been, you will prostrate them. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these. And see, it won't turn because that's sideways. It's flat and flat. Both sides are flat. Okay, now I'm just gonna do the manual ratchet and give it that nice snug. And you don't have to go too crazy. Snug it up. Bottom one. There, that's good. And we're done with this one. Okay, just finished this side, and let me show y'all something. See what I was talking about? See how it's almost overflowing? That needs to be changed out too, but I guess we'll get it next time. Sometimes it will overflow. Okay, but that's okay. We're good right there. I'm gonna put the cap on, and this is a must before you do anything after a brake job. Let me put this up. Always get in the vehicle and pump the brakes, because you're not gonna have any brakes. You need to get the fluid back in the lines. Let me put some light on. Okay, check this out. They're gonna go all the way down. See, no brakes at all. We're getting that fluid back in the line, so pump it like 4 or 5 times just to be on the safe side. There, now they're hard. And we're good. Now let's look at the reservoir, and always check it. If you're low, add some. If you have too much, you might want to suck some out. Look, see how it went down a little bit? That looks good to me. But very important, please pump your brakes before you do anything, before you take off, because you won't have any brakes, and if there's a vehicle behind you, you're gonna run into it. Let's take this off. Open the shock. Ah, light. Let there be light. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you do your front brake pads on a 2009 Ford Mustang. Like always, I really appreciate you, and thanks for watching, and God bless you.